Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. You're killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
University Subaru.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, November the 4th. We're going to talk about a special production that opens on November the 5th, which is tomorrow. Christopher Gould is with us, and Christopher is the director of Columbia Entertainment Company's production of Sylvia. And wait till you hear Christopher's voice. You have a radio voice, a good voice.
Thank you very much.
But you're the director of Sylvia.
I am
right?
the director of Sylvia.
Tell me about the production.
Sure. Sylvia is the story of Greg and Kate, a middle-aged couple. They have moved into the city. They're empty nesters. The kids have gone to college. Kate has taken off on her new career. Greg is kind of burned out on his. He's been doing finances for about 20 years, and he's sick of it. So one day, Greg goes to the park, takes the afternoon off from work, and a dog jumps into his lap, and the dog is Sylvia. And so, being a dog lover, he brings the dog home, and the rest of the play is kind of how Greg and Kate react to this new presence in their lives. Now, the trick is that Sylvia, the dog, is played by a human actress.
Okay.
An attractive human actress.
Okay.
So there's a bit of metaphor there about dog as mistress and a few other things going on. So the play examines their relationships. It's kind of funny and kind of not so funny because you're dealing a bit with a marriage that's maybe sliding into something less than ideal.
Yeah. Sylvia has been around how long?
Sylvia, I think, is, I'm not really sure. I know it was originally written for Sarah Jessica Parker, played the dog, and Blythe Danner was in it, and I'm blanking now on who else was in it.
Yeah, but it's been around for a little while. It's been around for a little while. But when you look at Sylvia as a director, what would you say to our listeners and viewers? Why should they come and see it?
They should absolutely come see it, one, because it's funny. To see a human actor basically walking around being a dog. She doesn't walk around on all fours. She doesn't, try and scratch her ear with her foot. But she reacts in ways that dogs would react. She wants to go and sit on the couch. Kate does not want her to sit on the couch, and so that's some of the conflict there. So that's the first part. It's funny. But it's also an exploration about people's relationships, the relationship between the husband and wife, where things are maybe getting a little less ideal, but also the relation between Greg and the dog, between Kate and the dog, and then there is a fourth actor who plays three different characters supporting, and it's the relationship between our couple and these other characters as
so
well.
there's only 4 people in the production.
Only 4 people in the production.
But it sounds wonderful.
Thank you.
It sounds wonderful. And it opens tomorrow.
Tomorrow, November 5th, and it runs for the first 3 weekends in November.
So is that Thursday, Friday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee.
Okay. So that will be the week of November the 5th, week of November 12th, and week of November 19th.
That's correct.
And the Sunday matinees are what time?
Sunday matinee, the curtain is at 2. The Thursday, Friday, and Saturday show, the curtain is at 7:30.
And phone number for people to call?
Phone number, really the best way to get tickets now is to go online. Just go to www.cectheater.org, and there will be a link there so that people can go and reserve tickets.
Okay, and you can pick out your seats too?
You cannot pick out your seats. It's general admission, first come, first served.
Okay, all right. So if you want to see Sylvia, the week of November 5th, the week of November 12th, and week of November 19th. Christopher Gould, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks so much for having me, Paul.
Best of luck to you with the show.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Now we turn to Bruce Burkett, who is with us from Hep C Alliance. Pleasure to have you here
Thank you,
again,
Paul.
Bruce.
Very nice to talk to both of you today.
Yeah. You're here because you were giving me some statistics. In fact, why don't you pass it? Because we think of cancer, and cancer is a big killer.
Yes.
However, you can live with cancer now because so many much research is being done. So I don't want to put a negative spin on that. But when you look at Hep C,
Yeah, Hep C is the leading cause of liver cancer, which is one of the fastest growing cancers we have in this country. And it's very often fatal right now because it's very rapidly progressing once it starts.
and many people that have hepatitis C do not even realize they have it.
That's very correct. We've got, here in Missouri, they estimate there's about 64,000 Missourians that have have hepatitis C that are baby boomers, and most of us don't know it. We have a second epidemic, which we're seeing in our youth, and we've seen them as young as 14, as old as, all the way up into the 70s. But our teenagers, we're starting to see more drug use. We're starting to see heroin being used. I know recently in Cook County, Indiana, a small town, about 2,000 people, had very low work, poverty, a lot of painkillers were being used, and then heroin came in the community, much cheaper. They had 140 new cases of HIV this year and over 200 new cases of hepatitis C this year.
Now, when you talk about the baby boomers, you're saying about 64,000 baby boomers just in our central Missouri area?
In the state of Missouri.
In the state of Missouri, 64,000. Why do you feel it's such a high number?
Well, we have our veterans. Anyone that had a blood transfusion before July of 1992, if you use clotting factors before 1987, our hygiene as far as sterilization, dental clinics were very poor back in the 70s and 80s, so we see a lot of infections there. Our veterans, up to 16% of our veterans have hepatitis C, and it could have been from the jet injectors, how they gave us our vaccination.
Oh, I remember that. I remember when they didn't use a needle.
Had a little air gun.
When I went into the military, they just kind of shot it through you. Those are
Right.
called jet injectors?
Jet injectors.
Yeah.
Everybody that got one had 2 little stripes of blood coming down our shoulder.
Right.
But they never wiped off the guns.
I didn't know that.
So it's blood to blood
I got
to
those.
blood.
I
Yeah.
got those, but they give it to you in your rear end. I remember basic training. That's the way I got it.
Yeah, a lot of them were doing it in the arms too.
Okay.
But
Listen, we're about out of time. You wanted to ask people to do
yes,
something.
there is a bill in the Senate and the House. It's the Viral Hepatitis Education and Testing Act that I would really like you to call Senator McCaskill and Senator Blunt's office to tell them that we need to do something about this epidemic, and it's in their hands.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Bruce, we're out of time for today. Thank you for coming by. Tomorrow, Columbia Art League and Capital City Players will be with us. Want to remind you, our program directed by Travis McMillan, Reynolds Journalism Institute, audio Pat Akers, KBIA, our flow director Kevin Casson, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator Uncle James Mauser. And if there's something you'd like to see or hear, I would love to hear from you. pepperpmissouri.edu.